Hmm? Oh, please, with that. What was that smile? Yes, of course. I mean, I'd be delighted to help. Oh, she speaks Japanese! Especially if it helps relations between my country and yours. Uh, Miss Brett, you speak Japanese? Yes, I just wanted to fuck with the inspector guy. Well, of course I do. I am studying in your country, after all. But then, why have you been speaking through an interpreter until now? My mother tongue, the Queen's English, is the most refined and elegant language in the world. As a gentlewoman, I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar oh no. Oh my. I try to avoid speaking in your vulgar tones as much as possible. Wow, this got racist. But it seems the men in this land possess none of the chivalrous virtues of English gentlemen. So I can see that I shall have to lower myself to communicating with you on your own level. Oh my god. Wow. Oh, well, you are the epitome of a true English gentlewoman. We are truly honored by this lavish consideration you so graciously afford us. She's not gonna date you, bro. It's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. I see. In that case, Miss Brett, I will now ask you to testify in your own words about the events leading up to the death of the victim, Dr. Wilson. So, we're finally going to hear her own words on the matter. Things are getting interesting, Ryunosuke. Minus 3 persuasion checks from now on. Victim's death? Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrists like that. When the waiter brought my steak, the professor and I raised our glasses in a toast. As far as I've heard, the post-mortem report showed no other possible cause of death besides the gunshot. If there's some other way a man's life can be taken without leaving a trace, please do show me. But of course, this country's inferior investigative techniques probably wouldn't pick up on it anyway. She just fucking admitted to it! I think she poisoned him. Like, definitely she poisoned his water. That's... But also, wow, that's about as close to a confession as I could ever see. What the fuck? Goddamn! I definitely did it, but you'll never be able to prove it with your country's inferior investigative techniques. That was the most captivating and beautiful testimony will go down in the Supreme Court's history. Thank you. She's not gonna date you either, bro. I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen. Easy does it. I hope this is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the... Oh my god! I don't want to say this shit. I hope that this is the last time I will have to sully my lips with the coarse tones of your unbecoming tongue. Oh, forgive me. I do hope I haven't insulted anyone. Oh, you know, fuck you. Not at all, not at all. It is a delight merely to hear you speak, dear lady. My god, he is down bad. Jesus Christ. Chill, bro. And it seems very clear from your testimony that this boorish talk of the victim's burn is utterly irrelevant. Also, I just noticed his... I don't know why it took me this long to notice, but his armband has the prosecutor badge on it. Makes sense. I will be speaking to your country's Minister of Justice about what has happened here today. The Minister of Justice? May that irritating little bully of a student be given the harshest punishment possible. Amen. Wow. Huh? Thanks? Was Was that a prayer then? Fuck? Well, you'll have to forgive the irritation, Miss Brett, and put up with a cross-examination now. I expect you've noticed that this little bully of a student, as you put it, doesn't miss much. Look at him. Look at how intimidating he is. The next generations of your family, too. Oh, God. I'm sure I don't need to remind you, counsel, that this will be your final cross-examination in this trial. If you fail to demonstrate any problems with this witness's testimony, I will be ruling on the case immediately. Is that clear? Ooh? Hit him with that motivation self-slap. Yes, Your Excellency. Then you may proceed with the cross-examination. Unfortunately, I have no idea when the poor man burnt his wrists like that. Alright. Is this part where I just press everything? These are glasses and toasts. As far as I heard. You know, honestly, that, if she poisoned him, that also explains why she took the glass. Like, that explains why, like, even if she didn't think they would pick up on it, man's life can be taken without leaving a trace. Yeah, poison, yes! Probably, right? You poison the water supply. Somebody's poisoned the water hole without leaving a trace. If someone is shot or strangled, or stabbed or thrown from a height, however a person's life is taken, there are always telltale traces on the body. Quite right, dear lady. And as our police force has thoroughly examined the body of the deceased, there can be no doubt. Isn't that right, Inspector Hosonaga? As I've said, I always aim for a flawless investigation. There would be physical traces with all of those causes of death, that's true. But maybe there's some other way of killing someone that doesn't leave a mark. Gunshot distraction? I mean, to frame somebody else, right? Like, if he just died from poison, they would know it was poison and they would be looking for a poisoner. But if they thought he died from a gunshot, they would be looking at the guy with the gun in his hand. If heaven forbid you doubt me, young man, you're going to have to tell everyone exactly how you think the professor did lose his life. Otherwise, I'm afraid your argument falls rather flat, doesn't it? No, perish the thought. Calling such a sweet young lady's innocence into question? On my honor, I, Taketsuchi Ouchi, will cut down any who dare cast aspersions. Oh my god! Bro! A way of killing someone that leaves no trace. We need some evidence to back us up here. Yes, evidence. That's the problem. We don't have any evidence of poisoning, but I just highly suspect it. I don't think anything suggests poisoning other than, like, the really, like this shit, the fact that she took that, yeah, like, we don't have anything that directly suggests poisoning, but I just think it's circumstantial evidence. That's what I'm looking for. But of course, this country's... Yeah, what?
Yes!
Inferior? What do you mean by that? In the lands of the Great British Empire, the police store everything found at a crime scene for later examination. But in this country, you investigate once, and that's the end of it. Isn't that so? Quite right. Le Carnival is open for business as usual today, just days after the incident. Exactly, which means that even if the investigation takes a different direction, vital evidence may be lost. Excuse me? It doesn't even occur to your naive detectives to try and preserve the crime scene. I'm trying to be as tactful about this as I can, you understand? What I'm trying to say is, your police fucking suck. Haha, a killer blow. The lady is as formidable as she is beautiful. Jesus fucking Christ! Amazing. He's actually admitting our police may be flawed. Perhaps Prosecutor Ouchie is finally starting to see sense. I very much doubt that. Still, there's something about what Miss Brett just said. There was a moment before when something didn't seem quite right. Yeah. What do you think, Ryunosuke? I think it's going terribly. No matter how much I press her, it's not turning up any new information. Yes, as I suspected. She's a tough witness. We need to find a way to break her testimony, or the cross-examination will be over. But that would mean I have to find a way. There must be some clues somewhere to help us find a chink in her armor. Kazuma. What, Ryunosuke? There is one thing I noticed. Something that's been bothering me. Bothering you? You mean about Miss Brett? Actually, no. About the person standing next to her. Inspector Hosonaga. Are they bringing back the thing from the Layton one? That would be cool. I like that mechanic. It was weird, but I liked it. The detective? Yes, he seemed to react a little strangely to Miss Brett's last statement. I was wondering if it might be significant. If it might present an opening, maybe. Alright, I have an idea. Try pressing her on that last statement one more time. If you think so, but this time, instead of targeting the woman herself, let's see what we can get out of the detective. Alright then. I wonder what Kazuma's thinking. I'll find out soon enough, I suppose, once I press Miss Brett on her last statement again. Alright. Let's try this again. Yes.
Yes!
Yes, yes. The police suck. Oh, okay. This guy. You there! Yes, there it is again. The detective's reaction is just the same as before. Why? Up until now, the detective has been in the stand with Miss Brett as her interpreter. Things are very different now. For this testimony, the detective is just listening to what the Englishwoman has to say. This could be a golden opportunity. What do you mean? When people are actually testifying, they're usually very careful to not let anything slip. However, when they're listening to someone else speak, you'll find they often let their guard down. You're right. Look at him. He's lost in his own thoughts. It's time to pursue the man in his train of thought. Sorry? Pursue? I'll explain how to do it now, Ryunosuke. It's all to do with the witness marker. What marker? Ah, yes. Don't you see it? It's on the UI. At the moment, we're focused on Miss Brett, who's the person actually making the current statement. Yo, they actually... I loved this mechanic in... I forget what it was called. I think it was literally Professor, like, Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton or something. Like, it was fucking... Like, it was a fighting game or some shit. But that was a fun one. It was like a crossover thing. And it had this fucking mechanic. I can't believe they brought it back in like a main one. I guess this is also kind of a spin-off, but it's like close, you know. Moving the marker left and right with turn your attention to other people on the stand. While you're looking at the other witnesses, you'll be able to pursue them with X. If you can catch the person at just the right time, you might uncover some new information to pursue. If you ever notice a strange atmosphere amongst the people on the stand, take a good look around. Alright then, so first I should move the marker and focus on the detective, then pursue him with X, and see what's on his mind. And here we go.
Wait.
Wait. Alright. Hello. You there.
Excuse me.
Excuse me? Whoa! What's the meaning of this? I startled him. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to shock you. He really was lost in his thoughts, deeply. It looked like you were thinking about something just now, Inspector. Perhaps having heard what the lady next to you has to say? God, this fucking... If there's something you'd like to say, please, share it with the court.
Objection!
What is the meaning of this? It's the delightful Englishwoman who's testifying at the moment. If you can't find fault with her testimony, then the cross-examination should be over immediately. Oh, is that how it works? A motherfucker, he's at the witness stand. He's fair game. Absolutely not. The detective is in the stand, which makes him a valid witness. Yes, not to mention the fact that he's intimately involved in the case. Inspector Hosonaga. Yes. Do you have something to add in relation to the statement just made by Miss Brett? Well, yes. If you don't mind, I would like to speak. The lady is right. Our country's police practices are not as modern as those used in Great Britain. Which is why I, Satoru Hosonaga, always strive to make every investigation I'm involved in flawless. What do you really mean by that? I'll tell you what I mean. I won't have evidence lacking on my watch. Yo, is he going rogue? Yo, is he actually the best detective? Like, I've been talking shit on his competency. Is he actually the best? Is he, like, going rogue to, like, do things a way that the country doesn't? That's pretty sick, actually. Orchestra in the back to show the engine and music or try to focus. No. The music helps me focus. The music gives me power. I feel the surge of, like, passion and inspiration with the music. The better the music, the better I perform at anything. I'm not afraid to take everything I can from the scene of the crime. It's preserving evidence, you see. I don't care if they call me a crime scene thief. I'm not ashamed of what I've done. Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Maybe I take back what I said just now. Maybe there's like a happy medium in there somewhere, buddy. A crime scene thief? Well, it looks like the lady's remarks touched a nerve there. Take this, for example. Is that... This is the bottle of carbonated water that I took to the victim's table on the day in question. And yes, it's lost all of its fizz, having been opened 3 days ago now. But it was carbonated water. I don't care what anyone says. No one's denying that, bro. Calm down. Yes, there's some left in the bottle. I can see it. One day, our police force will be among the best in the world. The time is coming. I guarantee it. And I will name the lineage of my successors Gumshoe. I can't say I condone the witness's actions, but I do understand the sentiment. The court will accept the glass bottle of water as evidence. Okay. Miss Brett. Can you confirm this is indeed the bottle from which you drank on the day of the victim's death? Yes, it was that bottle. What was that about? She seemed to avert her eyes when she answered the judge's question. Very well, counsel, you may resume the cross-examination. And the inspector will kindly control his fervor. Okay. Well, before we do anything else, let's take a look at this bottle. Anything of note in here? No? Nope, it's just a bottle of fizzy water. Oh. The label is written in a foreign language that I don't recognize. Do you know what it says, Kazuma? I think it's French. This must be very expensive water. Yes, but what does it say? That's what I was asking. And go to France and ask. You could just say that you don't know. God. Anything else? Nothing else? Nothing else. Nothing else at all. Oh. What? Wait. Can't find anything out of place. Okay. Thanks, game. French. Ugh. So it was poison. I mean, I suppose. Alright, some glasses and a toast. Not possible. Trace. I mean, I swear it's poison. But there's nothing about this that is specifically like, again, nothing yet is directly specifying or like suggesting poison. It's just very obvious.
Yes!
To me. It's written here in the paperwork. Fatal hemorrhage from ballistic trauma. Yes. Luckily for all of us, a little burn on the wrist isn't going to kill us. And as there were no other signs of trauma on the victim's body to indicate some other cause of death, it can only have been the bullet from your gun that put an end to this innocent man's life. It doesn't make sense. The burn must have happened straight away, when the plate was first brought to the table by the waiter. Yes, that's true. If it had cooled even slightly, it wouldn't have been able to make a burn like that. And if the victim burnt his wrist on the hot plate as soon as it was brought out from the kitchen, then he must have already been dead at that point.
Objection!
And yet, the fact that the victim is killed by a gunshot to the chest. Until you're able to show the court evidence to disprove that, this is a complete waste of time. Nah.
I concur. Prosecutor Ouchie is right. Ugh.
Maybe
Yes!
press here again? Not leaving a trace. I mean, I also haven't pressed on the first couple of statements. Evidence. I mean, there's no way I just straight up throw the bottle at that statement. There's no way. Nothing direct there. Alright.
Yes!
There's no evidence. But his hand was on the searing hot plate for at least 3 whole seconds. You can't not have noticed. Do you think so? Let me ask you something. Sorry? Ever since I arrived at this courtroom, and even still now, the fly on those unsightly black trousers of yours has been wide open. You can't not have noticed, can you? Huh? What? Ah! What fun! You hadn't realized. The dear lady is absolutely right. As your friend, you've embarrassed me as well as yourself, Ryunosuke. Oh my god! Why didn't you tell me? Dr. Wilson was a true English gentleman. He chose honorable silence over a vulgar scream. Can your tiny brains imagine such a thing? Oh boy. Oh yes, I think my tiny brain can.
Yes!
God, Sky. Well, I can't. Anyway. Anyway. Minor bro mistake. Professor and I raise our glasses in a toast. Yes. As you testified before, you were drinking carbonated water, is that right? Dr. Wilson was only Dr. Wilson was only permitted to drink water at that time, if you remember. Which explains why he ordered that drink, correct, waiter? I say bullshit. Exactly as you say, sir. Although,
whether or not the professor actually drank any of the water when I delivered the steak to the table. I'm afraid I don't remember that. Damn you. What? Excuse me?
I have enough English to understand that, at least. For the benefit of others in the court, it means bless you. It does not.
I think it means the exact opposite. Anyway. As far as I've heard, the poster, another cause of death said the gunshot. Did I already, whoops.
Yes!
Yeah, I already did. Okay, so I guess just throw shit at the wall. True Phoenix Wright style, just throw evidence at what seems tangentially possibly related. Poison.
Yes!
Music stopped, that means I got it right. That's the secret in these games. If the music stops, you know you got it right. And what is this? The bottle of water? So I'm just remembering that one video. It's just the fucking animated, like, Phoenix Wright being like, the witness's statement contradicts the evidence. No. Fuck! That's really funny. Actually, there is one method of killing a man without leaving a trace that comes to mind. Obviously, I'm referring to poison.
Poison?
On the day of his death, we know that Dr. Wilson drank from this bottle of carbonated water. Could it be that there was a poison inside? Could it be that the professor actually died after taking a sip from his glass? Order, order, order! And on that day, who was sitting at the same table as the professor and able to slip the poison into his drink? There's only one person who could possibly have done it. Giselle Brett. It was you!
Objection!
This is outrageous, to suggest such a thing without a scrap of evidence. You little rookie imbecile, have you even considered the delicate situation our country finds itself in now? Have you forgotten that we have only just signed an accord of friendship with the British Empire? Have you even the vaguest inkling that your rash accusations could jeopardize the entire treaty?
Objection!
This is not a political arena. This is a trial to determine one individual's guilt with respect to one crime.
What?
The fact that this woman is British makes no difference. We are here to determine the truth.
Yeah.
If I may.
I will silence you forever for this just.
It is you who should be silent.
Of course. Dear lady!
Where did that come from? She just snapped. About to see some true colors. I'm afraid I may have spoken unfairly before. I offer my most humble apologies. I'm sorry, my lady, but to what are you referring? I described your police force as inferior. But no matter how inferior they may be, you still investigated this particular point thoroughly, I believe. The bottle, I mean, Inspector, and whether it contained poison or not. Of course. You did? Have you forgotten what my guiding principle is already? I strive for a flawless investigation every time. Yeah, this is going swimmingly, my guy. I don't believe it. Naturally, we tested the inside of the bottle and its contents. And? What did you find, Inspector? I ordered tests for every toxin that's available in this country at the present time. Well, there's your problem. This country. She might have brought it over from Britain, you know. She tested for British poison. We could find no trace of poison of any description in the bottle of carbonated water, Your Excellency. What? Are you sure? The tests were meticulously carried out by the chief coroner himself. No. No! I'm very grateful to you, all you Japanese. You've successfully established my complete innocence in this horrid affair. Thank you.
But of course, dear lady, the pleasure was all ours.
I was so sure. This can't be right. Everything falls into place if he was poisoned. Thank you, counsel. But I think that cross-examination has clarified everything. As the prosecution have asserted, a shot to the chest from this gun is the only conceivable cause of death. Furthermore, the accused, who by his own admission was holding this weapon, is the only possible culprit. I'm done for. The court wishes to apologize for the great inconvenience this has caused you, Miss Brett. Oh no, I'm just glad the matter is resolved. Before proceeding, I must ask the counsel for the defense. Do you have any further new evidence to present the court at this point? Kazuma? I'm sorry, Rinosuke. I have nothing more. Well, if you'll excuse me now, I really must be leaving. Hold it. Someone yell out, hold it. Someone give me a hold it.
Hold it!
Yeah! Oh! I didn't know that was gonna happen, but let's go! Hold it! Please, wait. Isn't that... I still do not know who this is or what her relation is to anything. I feel like she's probably the daughter of that professor, based on their... I don't know. Based on literally just the fact they were standing together. That's the only reason the only thing I'm basing that off of. What is the meaning of this? Forgive me for intruding on court proceedings, Your Excellency. Susato Mikotoba, judicial assistant to the defense. Mikotoba? In my darkest hour, with nowhere left to go, she appeared like a bolt of lightning. And in her hand, she carried a small package wrapped in a furoshiki cloth. I don't know what that is. Oh, come on! Alright, well... I say that like I have to wait. Oh, fuck. I suppose. Damn, this is a three-parter? Alright. I'm gonna grab my fan real quick. It's getting a little toasty. Ooh, that's nice. Ooh, that's nice. Woo! Alright. I was not expecting a three-parter. Usually, the first ones are, like, two-parters at most, but... Alright. So I'm getting some Maya vibes here. Is she the future assistant type? I like it. She is Maya shaped. she is a Maya shaped friend. Restart sometime. Yeah, I think just the way I have it positioned is like helping, and also the fact that like I'm gonna be honest, I think that one game, the metaphor game, I think it was just taxing as fuck. Like I think it was just like something about that game in particular, because I feel like no other game did that. I think there was one other game that did that once, and I can't remember what it was, but that, like, the only game that did that consistently was the fucking metaphor game.
which was great, don't get me wrong, but I think it fucked up my console. I think it was melting the insides of my PlayStation.
Well, I understand you are the judicial assistant to the defense, but why this sudden ingress into my courtroom?
A judicial assistant, and a woman, no less. Aha! Ha-ha! Sexism! The rules state that females are not permitted into the court of law other than to testify. Aha!
Like, systematic sexism. Haha. Well, it's like time period appropriate, I suppose. Yes, I fully understand. I ask only for 5 minutes of time. I have some vital evidence I must hand over to the defense.
You're too late, little girl. This trial has already been concluded.
5 minutes. I will not allow a moment more.
But, Your Excellency...
It's quite whining like a fucking toddler. I am most grateful. Welcome to the bench. Who exactly are you? I'm sorry, there's no time. I mean, she said who she was. Please, simply accept this for now. What is it? A report about something? Written in English? It's Giselle Brett's research. Oh? The Englishwoman's? After the trial resumed earlier, I hurried back to the university. I went to Dr. Wilson's laboratory in the medical faculty and borrowed this paper. Oh, yes, that's right. Miss Brett was studying under the professor, wasn't she? So does this research, whatever it is, have something to do with the case? I'm afraid I don't know. I haven't been able to listen to the proceedings of the trial myself. No, of course not. Special characteristics of curare, and its effects on human subjects. Interesting. Was she developing her own poison? Curare? What's that? I've never heard that word before.
Time's up. The prosecution demands the immediate removal of this female trespasser.
I can't take him seriously.
This female trespasser from the courtroom.
There was too little time for me to read it in detail, but I've summarized what I could on a note just inside the cover. If you think it could be valuable, please cast your eye over it. This is wonderful. Thank you. Giselle's report has been entered into the court record. Goodbye then, and good luck. Let's take a look at that. Before we do anything else, let's take a quick gander at this. A poison made from the bark of certain trees in the jungles of South America. The hunters of the region have used it since ancient times to incapacitate their prey. Effects: instant paralysis of the entire body and subsequent death, even in minute doses. Route of entry: the above-mentioned effects occur when the poison enters the body through a wound, such as that inflicted by a blowpipe dart. Due to its ability to render the human body paralytic, it's believed that the toxin could have its application as an anesthetic. However, a solution for the respiratory arrest caused as a result of the full-body paralysis must be found first, or patients would die of suffocation. What the fuck? That's fucked up. Jesus Christ. Wow. What a fucked up way to die. That being said, it enters through a wound, not orally. That's interesting. So, You have had long enough, Counsel. We cannot detain our English guest any longer. I ask the prosecution and the defense now one last time. Does either side have any further evidence to present to the court? I presume not, but...
The prosecution has made its case convincingly enough already. Nothing more to add, Your Excellency.
Ryunosuke, we're out of options here. This really is our very last chance. Yes, I know. Your Excellency, the defense does have new evidence. That look. The unyielding stare of a true Japanese warrior. Well, Miss Brett?
Yes, Your Excellency?
If you wouldn't mind, perhaps you could grace us with your presence a little longer.
It's a delightful invitation, but I'm afraid it's not so very long until tea time. I'll have to politely decline.
Forgive me, Miss Brett, but it seems I wasn't clear. I realize it was phrased as a question. However, I must ask you to treat that as an order.
Woo! Shot him with a bullet covered with a poison. Interesting. I mean, but if she's gonna shoot him, like, what's the point of the poison, I wonder? Well, no, because the gunshot happened, like, after he got burned, and he got burned after he died. So, like, he couldn't have died from the gunshot. At least from what I understand. Like, the gunshot can't be the cause of death if the burn happened after he died. Or at least after he got paralyzed. If this poison is what got him, it would have, like, paralyzed him first, so that also explains why he didn't scream. Oops.
I have said it many times before, but the Japanese language makes no sense.
My apologies, dear lady. So, counsel, what is this new evidence that demands the court's attention? Gisele's report.
Yes!
Miss Giselle Brett, we understand you were studying under Dr. Wilson at Yunmei University, doing research. Research, by sheer coincidence perhaps, into a deadly poison.
What?
Poison? Where are you going with this, counsel? A toxin known as curare, Your Excellency. Even the slightest amount of this deadly poison entering the body leads to instant death.
Objection!
That's fair. I do think the gunshot was just to frame Ryunosuke. But yeah, I don't know how she got the, unless I'm just dumb and when it says entered through a wound, that also can be orally, and I'm just supposed to assume that. I don't think those are equivalent. But I'm also not a sciencey person.